video is going to be about my reading journal. I shared a flip through of it last year on Instagram. So I figured I would flip through last year's portion on this video first, and then show you my setup for this year. This is a Clever Fox notebook. It is a plain dot grid journal. The pages are numbered. So in the front, I just have a key here of my genres. So this is set up as a bullet journal notebook. So they have a reference page, which I don't use because I don't need, but they also have table of content. So I do use that. So we have 3 pages for that. Okay, and now here is my section for 2020. This is my cover page. I just put a quote on that page. This is my bookshelf page. I put my goal for Goodreads at the top. And what I did here was just, I filled in the titles on the books after I read them. And then I colored them in just to color them in this time. I didn't think about it, but I should have done it color-coded by the format, which, as you'll see later, I did do that I will do that for this year. So yeah, I just filled in the titles on the page, on the book spine, sorry. I actually have one more book that I need to add. I'm probably going to put it right there. So this was my to be read list. And honestly, I started out putting the books that I wanted to read, and then I started just writing down the books that I was actually reading. And I got here and I started writing down some other ones that I wanted to read. So it kind of just became a list of books that I actually read that year. So as you can see, I keep mine pretty simple. I put a picture of the book, the title, some stats on the book, and I write some thoughts on the book. If I get any good quotes from the book, I will write quotes down. But I try to keep this very simple so that I won't get overwhelmed with it, and I will keep up with it. This was probably my favorite, Punching the Air. I love this book too. And also Clap When You Land. I love Elizabeth Acevedo. These are just the books that I read last year. This book, both of these are kids' books, but I wanted to read this one because Blue Ivy Carter was narrating it, and I wanted to, hear that and see how she did, which she did great. Cute little book. I loved it. And I always see this book in the store when I go, and it just popped up after that one, and I was like, well, I'll just read that one too. I read that one. Really cute book. Great message. And this one is a children's book too. It popped up also, so I just listened to that one too. And I found that I listened to a lot of audiobooks towards the end of the year, because it's just a little quicker. You can listen to the audiobooks while you are doing whatever you need to do instead of having to sit down and focus on actually reading a book. But I do like to have a book in hand and flip pages and all of that good stuff. So now I did Children of Virtue and Vengeance. I did finish that one, but I haven't done the review for that one. I actually forgot that one and another book, so I have to do those. And I'm gonna do like a journal page here for the year in review, as far as how I felt about my reading and so forth. So now we get into this year. This is my cover page and bookshelf for this year. I kept my goal the same, 30 books. Last year I did read one over, so who knows, I could read more than that this year, but we'll just see how that goes. The quote I found on Pinterest was very fitting for the year we had last year and apparently are having this year. But reading gives us some place to go when we have to stay where we are. Very true. So here's my bookshelf for this year. I decided to make it larger so that I wouldn't have trouble writing some of the titles on the spines. And as you can see here, I have color coded. So green is for a physical book, red is for an ebook, and blue is for an audio book. So I will write the title and then color it in accordingly. Okay, on the next, like I said, my Goodreads goal is 30, so I thought would be kind of cute to arrange my boxes to check off here or color in here. In the number 30, it's not perfect, but you know, it'll work. So as I read, I will just fill in these boxes. And then at the end of the year, I think I'm going to take some of my stats from Goodreads and put them down here at the bottom, as far as like how many pages were read and all that kind of stuff. Now, this list here is my to be read, but on my shelf, because I have a lot of books. Last year I bought a lot of books. I like to thrift books. So I go to a certain thrift shop around here and the store Second and Charles, and I get books that are practically brand new for like $1 at the thrift store, or under $6-7 at Second and Charles. So last year I acquired a lot of books that I did not read. So my plan is to write out some of those books on here that I absolutely want to read this year, so that I have a list to pick from when I'm ready to move on to my next book. And then this will be where I write down all of my books that I read this year. And I have the title, author, rating, and then I will put the page number of wherever I put the review for that book. So that way it'll kind of be like an index. So if I want to go to a certain review for a book, I can just look it up. What page number is it on, and go to that page. So yeah, that is it. Like I said, I try to keep mine simple so that I don't get overwhelmed, and I will keep up with it. Last year I did get a little behind in printing out my book covers and filling in the information, so I'm going to try my best to go book by book this year, and once I'm done with the book, print the cover out and write out my my thoughts on it so that I can keep up with it. So yeah, that is my reading journal. Hopefully something in here inspires you to start your own reading journal. It's a great way to keep up with your books. I do use Goodreads, but I do like keeping up with it here as well. I always jokingly tell my husband, someday, you know, the internet may be gone, Facebook may be gone, you know, Goodreads could be gone one day, and all of that information will be gone. So I like to have it written down. It's just like, I'm into journaling, so I like to write everything down. So this is just right up my alley. So yeah, if you have any questions, just post them in the comments below. And thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.